The 100-meter freestyle world record holder Pan Zhanle just ripped a massive 46.97 at Chinese Olympic trials. That is Pan's third time swimming the 100 free in under 47 seconds. The only other swimmer to do it more than once is former world record holder David Popovici, who has done it twice. Every other swimmer to break 47 only did it once. Pan's first 46 was at last year's Asian Games, where he went a 46.97, which at the time was the 5th fastest swim in history. Then, of course, Pan led off the 400 free relay at the Doha World Championships in a 46.80 to break Popovici's world record by 6/100ths. And then, at these trials, Pan equaled his own 46.97 to tie himself for the 6th fastest swim ever. This swim also shows a slight split difference for Pan from his previous 46-second swims. His front half was slower and his back half faster than his performances in Doha and the Asian Games. This is especially interesting as Popovici is an incredibly strong back half swimmer. In his former world record swim, he closed in a sizzling 24:12, and Popovici also just swam a season best time of 47.86 a couple of days ago, where he closed in the exact same time that Pan just did, but obviously was out a little slower. It's really interesting that Pan is going so fast at this meet, as he already has his Paris qualification in this event locked down from his swim in Doha. He could be more rested to try and post fast times in the 200 and 400 freestyles, or he could have more to give in a few months. Earlier at the meet, Pan secured his qualification in the 200 and 400 freestyles, swimming times of 1:45.68 and 3:45.58, as well as a 1:44.72 in the 200 free, this time leading off an 800 free relay. The swims in those events rank Pan at number 3 and number 12 in the world this year. Now, for some, we must address the elephant in the room. Days ago, at the start of these trials, a report surfaced that in early 2021, 23 Chinese swimmers tested positive for trimethoprim. The swimmers were not suspended, and the positive tests were not made public at the time due to a report filed by the Chinese anti-doping agency claiming that the positive tests can be explained by contamination in the kitchen of the hotel the athletes were staying in, after investigators claimed to have found traces of TMZ in various locations in the kitchen. In the aftermath of these reports, there have been many comments made by various anti-doping agencies and athletes themselves about the situation and WADA's handling of things at the time, and I do plan to cover it in more detail in the coming days. But for now, let it be known that Pan Zhanle was not one of the 23 swimmers that tested positive back in 2021 and was not a member of that year's Olympic team. But looking ahead to Paris, Pan has proved that he's here to stay, as he asserts himself as a threat to crank out 46-second swims when he needs to. Popovici's season best is promising, Dressel looks to be on a good trajectory, and Kyle Chalmers also just dropped a season best of 47.6 a few days ago to rank 4th in the world this year. The men's 100 free continues to be a loaded event worldwide, and I could keep going and going about potential medal contenders and dark horse favorites. But Pan Zhanle just made a case that the world record holder will continue to be a force to be reckoned with. What do you think of Pan's swim in the 100 free or in any of his other races? And who do you think is going to win the gold in the 100 free in Paris?